Hello, everybody. Hello, Professor. This is my word on the street. I am Daniel Costa, and let's get this started. So, what is the purpose of this project? To explore, well, there's three purposes actually. To explore what people think about different child development concepts and ideas, collect responses from peers and analyze their interpretations, and reflect on the relevance of child development theories in contemporary contexts. Now, I use the different terms and I ask people around the STEM Center, and I use a Google form that I sent to during my other classes for CS, physics, and calculus. So let's get this started. One responder was, it's about how child to child development is that it's about how kids grow and learn as they get older, like physically, mentally, and socially. Yeah, that is correct, mostly. So the definition is that child development refers to the process through which children grow and change in various domains, including physical, cognitive, emotional, and social aspects. So an example is that a child learning to walk at 12 months and starts to talk in 18 months are milestones in the physical and cognitive development of a child. And I include this fun little image right here. And that's self-explanatory. Plasticity. And yeah, this kind of gives it away, but let's go through this. So one responder said, I think it's how people's brains can adapt or change when they learn new things or after an injury. So yeah, plasticity refers to the brain's ability to adapt and reorganize itself by forming a new neural connection in response to learning or injury. Example, after the stroke, a person might relearn how to speak because the brain's plasticity allowed other areas to take over language functions. So, in a literal sense, these are brain neurons, synapses connecting, dying, good old, good old brain stuff. Now, construction, or I like to call it social contract. And money is a good social contract. Yeah, you'll see my example. The one responder said that's when people make up ideas or rules about the world and everyone kind of agrees with them. And that is exactly how I'll put it. The definition truly is though is that a social construction is a concept or practice created and maintained by society, often taken for granted as natural or inherent. An example is that if the concept is money, it only has its value because people agree to. Now, I won't go into my little socialist past, but you can see the themes if you know what I'm saying. So ethnic groups. Well, this image is pretty obvious. You know, European, Arab, stuff like that. Ethnic groups. So let's see what one response said. It's a group of people who share the same culture, language, or traditions. And yep, they are right. An ethnic group is a community of people who share a common cultural background, including language, traditions, or ancestry. Example, the Navajo Nation is an ethnic group with distinct traditions, language, and history. Now, risk factors. You'll see why I posted this guy with a cigarette in a minute. So one responder said, "It's something that makes it more likely for someone to have a problem or get hurt." Definition. Risk factors are characteristics or conditions that increases the likelihood of a negative outcome such as illness or failure. So example, Exhibit A, smoking leads to lung cancer. And that's pretty obvious there. You can't inhale smoke because if you inhale smoke, you die. It's simple as that, folks. Now, critical periods. This is a very oversimplified graph. I felt like someone did an MS Paint. But let's see what one responder said. That's like the window of a time when something can't has to happen for normal development to occur. Oh my God, little error right here. I had it all labeled on my Google Doc. So the definition is right more or less. The critical period is a specific time during development when certain experiences are necessary for proper growth. So an example of this is the first 4 years of life are a critical period of language. for language development. Children need to hear and practice language during this time. And to that, I say I agree. You know, as someone who had a little bit of, I don't get into that's a whole story, honestly. Now, the easiest one, a hypothesis. So, one guy got to say, it's an educated guess about what you think will happen in the experiment. Yeah, basically, yeah, yeah. We don't get this, you're a lost cause, I guess. So my definitions, by the way, are just a hypothesis, a testable prediction or explanation for a phenomenon based on prior knowledge. Example, if a plants are water with sugar water, they will grow taller than plants water with plain water. Yeah. Anyways, psychosexual. And then we got the devil infamous man himself. Famous man, you know. Let's see one response says. Freud talked about this. It's about how people's personality develops at different stages, starting in childhood. Yep. Psychosexual development is Freud's theory that personality develops through a series of stages focused on different awareness zones. Example, the oral stage where infants explore the world through mouse is part of psychosexual development. Yep, he is correct. Yeah, yeah, this man said some said some good stuff, but I don't know about the Oedipus complex. Anyways, let's get to the nuclear family. One response said, "That's just a family of two parents and their kids, like a typical family setup." Yeah. Definition: a nuclear family is a family unit consisting of two parents and their children living together. Well, an example: a mother, father, and the two children living in the same household represents a nuclear family. Yeah, I mean, we just got a simple photo right here of, I hope, a functional family. Anyways, now we get to laboratory. Pretty easy. Let's see what this guy says. It's a place where experiments and research happens, like in science class. Anyways, the definition I put is then the laboratory is a controlled setting where scientific experiments and researches are conducted. Yeah, and they're both related. So examples like a chemistry lab where students mix chemicals to absorb reaction. Now, I hope you like this little joke right here. That is actually an instrument named Bandura. And it kind of plays at his name that he was named after, an instrument. Anyways, response from this brightened mind said he's the guy who did the Bobo doll experiment and about how kids copy what they see, monkey do, basically. And the definition is that Albert Bandura was a psychologist known for his social learning theory, which emphasizes that people learn behaviors by observing others. Monkey see, monkey do. Example, the bubble doll experiment showed that children who absorb aggressive behaviors were more likely to imitate them. Monkey see, monkey do. Anyways, now the last one, theory. Pretty obvious. Let's see what this response says. It's an idea that explains something and is backed by evidence. Yeah. Definition: the theory is well substantiated explanation for a phenomenon based on observation, experimentation, and reasoning. An example: Einstein's theory of relativity explains the relationship between space, time, and gravity. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't really get into the meat and potatoes of this, but yeah. Well, thank you for my presentation. And as the instructions on the assignment says, I have to put a recording at the end of this. And this was a fun experiment, interacting with other students. But Google Form was way easier because everybody's response is recorded and I'm able to copy it from a Google Doc or a Google Form in this case into a Google Slide. So I thank you for the experiment and thank you for a very successful semester. Bye-bye.